y'all? It's me, Tasha C. And in this particular video, y'all, I will be reviewing Love and Hip Hop Season 4 Reunion Part 1. Oh, darn it. That's what happens when you go to do nails and then you let them not try. Okay, we'll get to that. If y'all kind of notice, shout out to my YouTube fam. Unless you follow me, the few people who do follow me on Instagram, y'all got a little tease of this. Where if y'all notice, there's my hair. I know this little rant, but before we can get into it, it was my birthday. And number 2, Love Pink. Number 3, and the reason why I got this is because dedication to my loved ones who are breast cancer survivors. So yes, you're gonna be seeing the pink for a minute. But anyway, y'all, let's get into this exciting reunion. And I'm probably gonna do might be 12 minutes and upload later on the final episode, which is what the hell was that? Now, let's get into it. Now, y'all notice, sorry, y'all, I'm doing the webcam, so y'all hear some sound effects. It is what it is at the moment. Now, this reunion, Keisha Cole's, Booby, and some of the other main cast members were not seen until like half or towards the end of this episode. Just to give you a heads up, they ended up where they did Zell probably bopped it. It looked like, in the previews that somehow Ray got hit or something on Zell again. Even when they thought the Kumbaya hug moment, Zell somehow attacked Ray again, even though we thought that they were just going to be, be able to be cordial with each other. This shit didn't happen, okay? Now, here's some of the things. One of the people who wasn't able to, fully attend, Alexis was able to come later. Now, you had the Masika and the Alexis issue, and, everybody just had clap, blah, blah, blah. So, one of the main issues is talking about Alexis was not allowed on the stage at the time, the same as Masika, because we have all found out she pregnant by Freddie Wap, okay? And Social Lucy Gucci felt some type of way. He had, some microscope, lab tech, specialized shades looking different. And he felt some type of way because he said, that's supposed to be our baby, whatever. And you said you were supposed to pray about me. But she I already told you, sir, I was not pregnant. I thought I was, but I wasn't. And you should be happy with me. But he did feel some type of way and made some sarcastic comment. And him, like I said, they're going back and forth. You had the Masika, the secret situation. All about Alexis wanting to talk to her, blah, blah, blah. We don't have to get into it because it's the same damn conversation. But did y'all notice, I don't know how the hell this happened, maybe some of us do get care. But did y'all notice that also earlier, if y'all looked on Instagram, places like the Shade Room stuff, Nia and Masika got into it. And Masika, I guess called Nia Riley, which, if y'all noticed, was she even on the reunion? Did she make a guest appearance or something? Okay. But, they were going back and forth and had to remind her, here you still look basically fat as hell, even though you got your so-called hernia or, lipo and all this other stuff going back and forth, and they're just going back and forth. So Masika, like I said, I was kind of glad that Hazel's off, so, at least got one of the bitches we didn't want to really see, because Hazel, like I said, it went back and forth in between. So the main real issues was really about the Masika Alexis situation, a little bit of Mo and the AD situation. AD needs to kind of realize what the hell is going on with Tiffany, and if she's not jealous or wants to be with AD in that situation, it appears like she wants AD to be miserable because she ain't got nobody that makes her happy or whatever relationship issue she has. That's what I'm thinking too, because if she doesn't want her to be sexually involved with her or romantic all in those parentheses, it appears that she's jealous if AD is happy and is stable in, I guess, a monogamous relationship. So she wants to find a reason to be mad and wants miserable people like miserable people. And this bitch seems miserable. And based on what the hell we have seen, that actually she admitted she's got five dudes tatted on her. Has she thought about there are things called removal and cover up, girl, and you still got them on there, and these dudes is probably already married, was married, or on to next, or whatever, girl. It is fine. Okay, never mind. So, then you got the back and forth between Masika and Alexis, and back and forth, blah, blah, blah. You got Zell and Miss Nina, she asked, with Zell, the host usual, who's been there lately, she's doing a good job. Um, how do you feel about the situation? He just like this. One of the things that, because they asked his opinion about us, like, you know what? I'd have just wanted to have two bad bitches be cool, blah, 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 right? And then, what's that Paris Princess Love? Is she gonna be on the reunion or is she not? Because Ray J was up there with his band-aids because he had to test his scooter bikes and stuff. And, he kind of messed it. So he had had custom. I will up there make custom band-aids just for the thing. You know what I'm saying? But he had some Sharpie, I guess, was initials on there. He got cut. Was he the preview like he, did some stunt devil shit with his own equipment. Well, anyways. So we got him. The reason why I'm up here like something, because it's like, really, what did we miss? Was it worth even taking notes? Anyone says taking the notes, no way. But like I said, we got Masika, Alexis doing the same thing, watching, bro. Masika again keeps calling Alexis Hope with your visible boyfriend. Be honest with you, Alexis been, Fetty Wap has been up here, singing 369 or wherever the heck he's from, and other girls, and just been banging this girl from here. Alexis Sky was his girlfriend. Not his only one, but I knew they were a relationship. Okay, a lot of us did. And, Masika's like, she's obsessed. She's trying to get on the fame. She's trying to, sell her own sex tape, blah, 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 and all this other stuff. And it didn't work. And, it's true, but like I said, it still didn't matter in because, unfortunately, she got her wish where it's like, even through all that, Betty still letting her hat pop back on the D, and now she's having a child. So basically, we had to go back and forth. Back and forth. She says, "What? And you got Masika. Yes. Okay. 5 minutes later, we get to the part where Alexis. The only thing that I do agree with, which is the real reality. The real reality is that their kids will be siblings. Because you notice that the whole audience was all clap, clap, clap. And even the audience didn't like that comment, and even Nina had to end that segment because Masika felt comfortable enough to call this bumborn innocent child and got nothing to do with the fact of he or she's mom pee-popping. And the fact that, Masika just took the chance to actually insult a innocent, baby, just chilling in the womb, just chilling with the umbilical cord and all, just mind the baby mind his own business. And she's all, oh, you know what, the baby is an orphan and blah, blah, blah. What, bitch? The fuck is you talking about? Even if her and Fetty do not get back in, he does the same way he actually does Masika. Because Fetty's like, oh, he's gonna give me the child. He tried to have me. Is that something to brag about, bitch? You acting like it was a fucking marriage or something. Not to say that's equivalent or saying that, but I'm just saying is, y'all up here, babies are babies. Not businesses, not fucking papers, oh my gosh. Woo! Okay. And she's up here making or teasing a baby got nothing to do with this. Like, Masika gone. And Masika, we know it's known to have a mouth because ain't she the one who called Zell fag word like the beginning of September last month? Ain't she the one who kind of does run her mouth because that's what Alexis was telling us, and we know if Alexis be running her mouth, Masika to be running her mouth as well, whatever. Just like Hazel, they ain't tied to being who could be the annoying ass bitch, okay? So they kind of changed subject, let it fade, but then they meet the secret tucker. So I don't know if she's coming back in order, but others care, whatever. But in between, when they're talking stuff, and this is when Alexis says something about, we never got to it, what the hell she was saying, but she was like saying something about, remember, she asked, I think, Zell, or was trying to ask Zell or somebody when Alexis, she's still via cam, and they up there talking. And she said something about, because Alexis was trying to say that Masika was trying to basically have her blocked, paid certain sites. Masika, I only paid $5, but minute. Okay. So then she said something about it was some setup with some Xanax. And she said she was stuffed something, Masika was talking shit like she was stuffed something out her throat or something like that. But here's the thing here, because I ain't taking nobody's sides. It's right or wrong as well. That's what I go by. Okay. So, in other words, she was about to say a story, and all of a sudden, when she says a comment about Xanax or something, and Masika's, of course, is like, deny. And I still don't know what the hell she was about to say, because here we got Angela E with her annoying ass. Xanax. X. X-A-N-N, and you said it. I'm like, bitch, this has nothing to do with you. Shut the fuck up. This has nothing to do with you. But she decides to put her head in because, she's up here singing in the background as usual. And even the background, there's some background singers get shine. You'd be like, oh, really? She was in the credits? That's the type of person Hazel Easy, okay? So she's talking stuff, whatever. And then it seemed to cut with her, Moniece with her were going at it. And Hazel, he had to get a stage because, of course, we got all security guards and all this other stuff, whatever. Because Hazel's like, what? You know how Hazel is. Okay, this is all Hazel is. What? And I mean, just 2 episodes, your wig was falling off, okay? But she was still about it. And Moniece explained once, because Hazel East is not coming back to a reunion. That was her end. Wah, wah. Yeah. So Moniece was saying something that she talked something about Rose. I remember Hazel East before the security all, had her blocked because, they really about to stop her from whooping Moniece's ass. Oh, that is so. No, that was funny. Yeah, that was gonna be comedy relief. Okay, so I'm just saying, Hazel Eve thought it was gonna beat Moniece's ass. Okay, that was hilarious. I mean, it's good to have a vivid imagination. That is very good. So, anyways, she sat there and was like Moniece explained once Hazel was taken out, and security took care of that. She explained something like she said Rose Gold was a combination between a 12-year-old and a 75-year-old and was calling, basically Hazel Eve was old as hell to talk about Rose or something like that and back and forth. So Moniece is mad as hell, whatever. And did y'all notice that they looked like they had a white and both had these, I don't know, these dresses look like they went to the same designer or something, not exactly were white and had, Moniece, I usually don't talk about the style of the show, but it was like she had like these wing type of shoulders. And Hazel E also had like a wing, but it wasn't a shoulder, but kind of swoop. I don't know. I just find it very interesting. Okay. So yeah. So we're off to that. Now, what I also want to get in real quick is that they had Ray J on there, which was interesting if y'all looked at the season finale. That was so fantastic and warming, refreshing, the memory that we will enjoy. Hazel E didn't take it hard for some reason on Ray J confronting him about the incident, like she tried. The other 2 men, A1 and Safari, it was taking one scene and that was that, okay? But also, they go into this whole bet about the thing. Little Fizz, they do talk to Little Fizz, who looked like he smoked at least 2 blunts, had 2 backwoods before he came on, and at least had 1 cookie edible. Because he was so high, he like this with the shades on. I mean, so Lucci, he had, like I said, these, I guess to stand out, you got these lights on, look like microscope, like endings, lenses on his stuff. But so Lucci looked like maybe he would have had one thing. Because why did they blur it out? He had to brag about how big his dick is, okay? Or whatever, because it was a scene, they were Lyrica, they were talking about the whole Hazel E incident and how, the Lyrica and the whole Hazel E bet, which they had brought up. And Ray J said they've been trying to get pregnant. Oh, wait a minute. Princess was on there, wasn't she? I'm not trying to be offensive, but it was so, you were so used to when Princess used to be on these reunions every time. She was always so rowdy to try to beat somebody's ass or in the process of punch somebody in the face on command from Ray J or something like that. So even though she was on there, if she was on there, it wasn't worth remembering. I just remembered her. I'm sorry, no offense, y'all, but it's just that Ray J just seemed like he wanted to get crunk towards the end of this episode. We thought him and Finance J Boog were going to fight. Ray J's not. He's not bad. He's a nice dark look, but I'm just saying. But they go back and they're talking about the Hazel, and they realize they were surprising, but it was like, they just realized, about the bed and, things as the thing are. They still, for what we gather, are trying to get pregnant, her and Ray J, are still working on family, whatever. And he was like, why did you get a white baby? And, Ray J was just trying to let, Mrs. Princess know that he was doing the best he can and, try to show he was good with the baby stuff or whatever. So, yeah, so they talked about the bed and realized Hazel did better than what they thought she was going to do. And it is what it is. It's just a prank that went wrong but, mature up and stuff. And she's really talented or something like that. That was cute for what it was. And Lexus, because while that Chanel was in the background, Chanel says, I guess her, by the way, So Lucia are not really dating. They just taking a one day time or something. And Lyrica, like I said, Lyrica was saying something about she met Alexis because they were talking about like why did Lyrica realize it's gonna be so much beef being friends with these people. She was saying something like, "Well, I met Alexis and So Lucy," and that's when they blurred So Lucy out. He said something. Was he bragging about the size, his dick, whatever again? Because that's he said something about blah blah, and that's the reason why blah 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 blah. I don't know what it was, but he seems to, be like, all these females, I got a lot to give or whatever he was on. So, but here's the last other thing that had kind of stood. Like I said, they talked about the group trying to get together back in with B2K, and they realized it wasn't going to work out when Fizz was on the stage. And that's the real reality. Omar Khan still think it can do it itself. Now, Post B was his last major hit. Even though that Distance is pretty cool, that recent so he came out the summer, came around time, seemed like unforgettable. They seemed like they were supposed to come out and be both popular at the same time, and Distance just stayed a distance, even though that was a good song. So I don't know what's going on with that one, but it's all about they just gonna let that fade and just let it grow out, and they just came to differences. Now the last part, like I said, y'all, it really wasn't anything to it. It was almost a fight. They edited apart the fight. The Zell thing back and forth with the Mr. Ray thing, and apparently originally Zell did not have a problem with Mr. Ray, but I guess he went to follow him or something and he was blocked or whatever. So based on what I gathered and what they were giving me and I was paying attention to, that actually they made it seem like Zell originally didn't have a problem with Mr. Ray, but Mr. Ray had a problem with him. And then are they ever going to get to Mr. Ray's boyfriend and supposedly, how they just faded off of that subject? And they never went back to that because Zell did say in that particular episode when they got in a fight, and it was a printout of the text messages, DMs, whatever. And he was like, I remember this guy. And they didn't say nothing else about it. So, what happened with that? But interesting enough, Nina and them had them talk, and they realized, you got miscommunication, you have these other issues, and Nina decided to point out that a lot of times Zell decides to attack Ray because he's like, I really didn't have originally problem with, basically saying he doesn't have a problem with Mr. Ray. And Nina had to remind him that a lot of times that he is, talking about Ray is always talking about how fat he is. And Rich Ray's like, I know I'm fat, but that still doesn't stop me from getting work and job and the woo whatever, right? And Nina had to remind him, like, okay, what is up with this fat, fat Nina had to remind, she wants a little bit, on the fluffy side. You see me, shit. So, kind of Zell was like, I have my best friend is beautiful and she's a big girl, fat person, big person, whatever. But he's like, she has a neck at least. Okay, he ain't got no neck. No neck there. No neck. No necklaces. No nothing. No nada. Zero. Okay. And so, but he said, I don't have a problem with you and stuff like that. And we can make up. So that's Zell getting ready to hug him. All of a sudden you see the audience and security and they cut up. So we will not see till next week what the hell that is. And one other part. They had Keisha Cole and Booby on there. And, about the process, about getting divorced, moving on. And Keisha Cole's had to turn her head. Because, here's Brooke again, again, saying that he's ready. I don't know if they're going to have Bridget Kelly probably on there. No, they had, I know they had talked to Jamie and Bridget a little bit. Oh, yeah, we had to get in that because they kind of overlooked about Bridget Kelly's promising career being this pretty girl. Which pretty girl is supposed to be representation of meaning just being sexy and stuff and everything else. And also have the ability to shoot cash out your coochie. Also is the thing of pretty girl like it's curved. And why would they show the videos about how Bridget hooked up with Ray J in terms of like musical stuff, which was nothing but comical relief? You see, she's like, this is smiling upon the time about, praying to her like it's like, oh God, this just makes you want to spray holy water, your blessed oil on this thing, or read your favorite Bible, special Bible scripture, or be like, Lord, forgive me, okay? Because that right there. She was just so proud, just so happy when they talk about that. I was just like, what is going on here? Okay. But yeah, they were talking about that, and Jamie did say it was multiple times, and Nina asked what was it multiple times, but she just, I noticed Bridget, when she too many bees, when Bridget was asked that question, she said, well, sometimes even once is enough right there, people at different times. I don't think she really went into the description about how many times she was with Jamie. And they decided they're going to end it. Safari was like, this is my chance. Because, like, you know what? This is unfortunate. You know, before y'all came on the show, I really thought y'all were going to, you know, be together. This is pretty sad. So they decided they're finally just going to keep it ended. And that's that. And, you know, he like, I don't know, why would y'all think it would be genuine? He like the background telling Bridget, go your shop, Safari. And why, when they talked about the group for comic relief, I don't know what moved at Safari, because Ray J said before they thought they were going to do this BTK Ray J thing, they decided to have Safari do a dance move, which I don't know what it's called. It was, but it looked like we were going to have to call not security, but an ambulance to help him, because I don't know what the hell he was doing, because it looked like he about to twist his ankle and lean back forward and think he was going to do some James Brown. I don't know what was going on. And try to avoid not splitting his pants for not going too far in the split. Well, I don't know what the heck it was, but it was funny, okay? And I do want to point out one more thing before I go, because like I said, sorry y'all, it was kind of semi-boring, but this is the best we can do. I don't know if Tiara Reid is going to come on the reunion at all for part 2, because, you know, she's still dealing with the trust issues, things and stuff, and trying to get her life together. And so I wanted to point out a part where Amina asked Chanel that, you know, sitting in the audience, you know, like the second row of people, the cast, and she was saying about how we were talking about the B2K situation. A1, of course, when he was asked the question, said no, because Omarion's still somewhere else. And Chanel was talking about, I thought that's pretty good, because, you know, you have all these groups with receding hairlines, they're still doing it and stuff like that. And Rachel's like, what is wrong with a receding hairline? And which was Chanel was interesting. You have like the young versus old type of thing. And maybe she was talking about the groups like such as like New Kids on the Block and stuff. I ain't gonna lie, I used to jam some name during subs a kid, but look, I can say that. I can admit that. Okay. Right, but it was interesting that she said that, because I'm like, even when we're seeing hairlines and stuff or whatever, and they can get AARP benefits, their careers are still more promising. People still know and recognize who they are, even if you has been compared to your so-called career you're still trying to get. I'm sorry, as far as right now, but it's just like the way she was kind of, it's good to have arrogance, it's good to have self-confidence, self-preservation, y'all, self-preservation. But when she's sitting here and had the nerves to be trying to talk about other groups as if somebody actually knew who the fuck she was, but besides also being the co-host of that show and knowing that she had a good rap career, now we can list at least 5 damn songs that at least Evil Peace at least downloaded, got on SoundCloud, Spotify, Pandora, whatever your choice, YouTube, whatever. As far as with her, like the way she talked it as if she was even at Ray J's level, B2K, or as if it was Omarion. I'm just saying the way she was talking as if her music career was already at a point where it was high. Like, you know, Cardi B stats, or somebody, even if they're not where they used to be, it may not get used to be, but you still know they had a couple hits, even if it was one hit or something, but they could still eat off that damn single. She, you know, like I said, even Battle Time, even though, like I said, I know a couple songs after that damn song, Girl Fight is still getting her royalty. She still says she still can eat off of that. She can't. Off of that one damn tune alone. But do we know a one song Chanel song that we can like sit there and any of us can memorize? Come on, leave in the comments below. Let's talk about it. I just felt some standing there talking about but Keisha Cole will be performing and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying is Keisha Cole has hits. I'm just saying for her to sit here and try to insult other people that maybe, you know, other groups that shouldn't be doing blah blah blah. So I'm like, who is she also referring to? Because New Edition, they some grown ass men. A lot of them are starting to, you know, some of them already got grandkids on the way and all this stuff are about to have grandkids. What you trying to imply? Like, these boy grands, the reason why they can come back even if they are, like, say, too old, if they feel are too old, that's because if people are willing to pay the tickets, they obviously still have an audience. Because like I said, last time I checked, for example, I just recently, a couple months ago, have seen Run DMC. They're a rap duo. Should they not be performing because they all have grandkids now, or kids enough to be older now, or whatever? Because she wants to talk basically receiving him. I don't know. I just feel some type of way about her saying that as if she really had a music career going, and even though she's been in entertainment, but this is the same woman who tried to come at A1 had to remind her, and then she kind of has to sit here and remind about everybody she worked with and stuff. But I mean, there's quite a few people who have worked with these artists, but it does not mean that the Quentin House. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be ranting about that, but that kind of did stood out to me with her trying to come at the music community and stuff. But anyway, y'all, that's all I got. Sorry, I'm still recovering from my bronchitis flare I had a couple weeks ago. So yeah, yeah, pleasant week, pleasant night, pleasant weekend. I definitely see y'all in the next videos, y'all. So y'all ready for Love New York and Love How Hip Hop New York? New York. But yeah, y'all. I think I've gotten everything because, like I said, it pretty much was back and forth. What up, bitch? Somebody security. What up, bitch? Let's make music. Talk about music a little bit. Blah blah blah. And that's that. But take care, y'all. Okay, of course I forgot something. I forgot about the part where they had Moniece, AD, and Tiffany on stage. This was after the part with Hazel, because I talked about it a little bit earlier, and I'm going to add this part in once I finish, because when I was actually recording the season finale, my little recap review on that, I thought about like, oh yeah, I do need to add on that part. So, like I said, Tiffany seems to be a person that's miserable, that presents herself as more so being possibly miserable and wants AD to be miserable because she's not whatever relationship she has. Maybe she doesn't like the fact that AD is in a relationship, period. You know what I'm saying? So she feels that, if I can't be in a relationship or don't want to be in a relationship, you're not supposed to be one either. Because her problems with Moniece doesn't make any sense. Because she claimed, well, AD is confining her, blah, blah, blah. But she admitted that she had a problem with Moniece claiming that she's not a real lesbian. That's why I first thought that either Tiffany was really either a lesbian or a bisexual or doesn't want to be labeled pansexual. Whatever. But what I get on both on AD and Tiffany themselves is making it seem like she just has a problem with Moniece just because the fact that she is there. Not because Moniece is sitting there and being a problem. Like I said, Moniece has her own issues. Like, everybody has their flaws. And, but her problem with Moniece seems to be more so because of jealousy. And even AD is like, I don't know why you have problems. You got 5 dudes on you. And she admitted that she does. And I'm like, like I said, there is cover up and all the other stuff for that. And, talking, even her reasonings, like, well, she comes to me about this, blah, 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 blah. But it still didn't make any sense. And, even Nina had asked her, I think, a question along the lines, like, so you willing to, like, keep her away? And Monique's like, well, she could be happy if she wants to or something. And then she says, even a smart-ass comment, even after she agrees to say, okay, I'll separate myself from AD if that means everything, and she could just be happy. And then she still was talking shit, and we're just like, even everybody was looking like, and I think even AD and Melissa were like, okay, you just said, even him was like, you just said, somebody said, because there's so much going on. You just said you'll be happy for him, then you still talking shit. It's like making it seem like, talking shit about the relationship or whatever, or real type person. Something along the lines. It's just like, you make it seem like you are extremely bitter with a capital B, all caps, not even one letter, no small, no lowercase letters on that. Bitter, grudge, and whatever other issues that she has. Okay, because like I said, you got money. After the first person or second person you got tattooed in to work out, you should, just slow down. Like I said, yeah, but that's what I'm saying is, needs to work. Like I said, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I did need to add on that because it's still clarified that Tiffany seems to be the one bitter, and AD seems to be confused about. Okay, you did have problems. Like Tiffany already said that I had no problem with the relationship first, but I wanted her to stay away from me and all this other stuff, and it's kind of like, what is your reasoning? I could even say she thought like Moniece is a very violent person. She never, not even thinking about Fizz or nothing. It just seemed like her reasoning for having a problem was not going to give Moniece a chance. Even Moniece was never a person who dealt with the issues that she dealt with. Her reasoning for having a problem with her doesn't make any sense, even though she claims like AD has said all this stuff. But your reasoning, like I said, because you question her sexual orientation, you want to bring up, okay, about the, like she's just trying to use her and all this other stuff. And like I said, even AD is like, what the hell is you talking about? Okay, yeah. So let me add it in hustlers, but yeah, like I said, y'all, I've got to add in about Miss Tiffany and her little rant and how her so-called reasoning to have a problem with these, which was really not fair. I think, like I said, she was going to have that problem with her regardless, whether AD said some stuff or whatever she thought of her, she was going to have a problem with these regardless. Just be unfair, like I said, because she has some own relationship issues and possibly could be jealous. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, okay. She need to be in the Sour Patch Kids section because she ain't nothing but sour, just bitter. Just a little sugar, but just bitter as hell. Okay, but anyway, that's all I have to say.